All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Teenage Dirtbag kicking it old school in the Wayback Machine. Just had me all frothed up and jacked up for this Friday, ready to rock and roll. Good morning. This is your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast, episode number 771. This is Friday, December 13th, 2024. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, kicking it old school all day. Over the next hour, me, you, Z-Math, Carrie, DJ B-Sec behind the glass. The Gen Zs we're introducing to Weedus, Marcus Kyler, Alphasir, Abdullah, Niazi, Augusta Delgado, RMCast 55, long-timers, first-timers, people from the UP, staying warm in Miami. Guys, we're all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of the stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can we use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for our business stakeholders? And if you're a solo operator like Stones fan, aka Robert, for example, if you are a one-person shop and you don't have anyone to kind of like bounce ideas off of, hashtag Team Solo in chat, you, my friend, now have an entire army of people to bounce ideas off of. That is the hashtag Team SC community. We are here to support and be inclusive, not just on your career journey breaking into cybersecurity, but continuing to level up and kick massive butt as you're executing as a practitioner. And finally, if you're looking to break in, holler at you. This show right here, the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, is a dang fine answer for how do you stay current in the industry, which you're likely to get in a job interview. Bust this sucker out and be like, what's up? Daily Cyber Threat Brief. Also, you're going to get exposed to concepts, terminology, geopolitical strife, regulations, GRC. Whew. You're going to get it all here. And whether you're a long-timer, first-timer, new to the industry, or an old graybeard like me, the networking in the Simply Cyber community is awesome. James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet dropping gifted subs. Thank you, James McQuiggan. Very kind of you. 10 new squad members in the chat already launching out the gate. Guys, I got to tell you, I don't prep or research for any of these stories. I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have that on my soundboard. I'll just say it. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we're going to be bringing the heat to you legit. We got a bunch of great updates for you. We got the CTF coming on the 21st. I got to tell you guys about that. We've got the personal branding for a career in cyber course coming up in January. Just so many things going on, but we are here and it is Friday. So the same James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet that dropped 10 gifted subs a moment ago will be tickling your funny bone at the mid-roll with the jokes of the week presented by James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. I can't wait. Now, before we get into it, I do want to say shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors. James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. Wait, hold, that's not the right one. What is the one? Oh, there it is.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Hold on. I got to.
Great cash.
Hold on. I want the GIF to go away. There it is.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Thank you, James McQuiggan, for the super chat. And let's see what it says. Good morning, all. Coffee cup cheers. Yep, it's all about networking. Hashtag Team SC. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, James. Guys, let's say shout out to the stream sponsors, starting with Delete Me. Now, let me tell you about Delete Me really quick. Got to do the lower thirds. Delete Me has like a little bit of extra touch to it. There we go. All right, guys, did you know that your relative's personal information could be sold online right now without you even knowing it? Things like home addresses, phone numbers, and even email addresses are floating around on data broker sites. Waiting to be scooped up. Oh, Team Sippy Cup Flakinator. It's only on travel. Flakinator's daughter, David. All right, hey, check it out. Things like home addresses, phone numbers, and even email addresses are floating around on data broker sites, waiting to be scooped up by scammers. It's scary, but it's preventable. Delete Me is a service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker websites. These are sites that gather and sell your data, often without your consent. Delete Me goes in, gets your data details removed, They do the hard work for you, ensuring your family's information stays private. So this holiday season, for those loved ones of yours, maybe someone who's difficult to shop for or has everything, give them the gift of privacy and peace of mind with Delete Me now at a special discount for all y'all listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Code simplycyber. All right. Thank you very much, Delete Me. Guys, hope everyone's well. As always, I'm super pumped to be here. Want to say good morning to Jenny Housley, to Kimberly Can Fix It, to Casually Joseph. A lot of great stories coming down the pike. Guys, I want you to know that every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, file it away, and once a year, count up those screenshots, and you're good to go. Now, I do want to do a quick moment here with Barricade Cyber. They've got a special read going on during the holiday season, a little bit different than normal about their incident response services. Eric Taylor and the crew over at Barricade want you to know that Eric's aware that things are tight for a lot of people this time of year, so please don't feel any pressure at all in this ask. But as we get closer to Christmas time, we can't help but to think about all the kids at MUSC PC ICU floor, this place was Hunter's second home. This is Hunter Taylor, Eric's son, who lost his battle with his heart transplant. The staff at the MUSC PC ICU staff are simply amazing. Will you consider donating at least $5 to help make things a little brighter for the staff and the families during the Christmas time? P.S. Barricade Cyber will be matching every dollar up to $20,000 that is donated. PPS, we have some other thoughts they're working on to make it wonderful for the pediatric cardio patients. Keep an eye on Eric Taylor and Barricade Cyber socials for more information. If you'd like to donate and support children's health, go to hunterstrong.com, hunterstrong.com. Great initiative. All right, guys, we've got a great show for you. Reminder, at the end at 9 a.m. Eastern time, we will be pivoting to jaw-jacking panel style on Fridays. On Fridays, we don't just bring one person to answer all your questions. We bring a whole team on to answer your questions. It's a good camaraderie, good times. Hopefully everybody's been doing Advent of Cyber and getting into that. We're going to let people queue in here. We're about at 200 people right now. I know we got another couple hundred to come in. Shout out to the GRC Mafia. The GRC in 2025 video on my channel, on Simply Cyber's channel, is blowing up. If you didn't know, it's got, I guess all my videos recently are blowing up. That's cool. Well, I mean, we have the bump from the Try Hack Me community, but this So You Want to Work in GRC in 2025, watch this now, is going low-key viral for me, viral for the Simply Cyber team. So it's pretty bananas, but I love it. I love it. We're pushing GRC into everyone's face. We will be heard. We will not go gentle into that good night. All right, guys, do me a favor. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Friday, December 13th, 2024. I'm Steve Prentice. Microsoft MFA bypassed in Authquake attack. Researchers at Oasis Security.
Oh, also, if I didn't say it, if today's your first episode, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. And we will not just welcome you, first timer, but we want you to feel super comfortable here. So we have a special sound effect, a special emote, and the community will wash over you with an awesome wave of love. Let's go.
He presented details of an attack technique that could have given threat actors access to Outlook emails, OneDrive files, Teams chats, and Azure cloud instances. Needing only 1 hour on average to execute, it required no user interaction and would not trigger any notification to the victim. This attack is based on exploitation of the Authenticator app process, in which a user obtains a 6-digit MFA code on their app. The researchers saw that one session supports up to 10 failed attempts to prevent brute force attacks, but they then saw that an attacker could execute multiple attempts simultaneously, enabling them to go through possible combinations relatively fast. Oasis named this attack method Authquake, Authquake, and reported it to Microsoft in late June. A temporary fix was deployed a few days later, followed by a permanent fix in October.
Okay, so a couple things here. Very, very clever. Now, so this is a multi-factor authentication bypass. Couple things to point out here. Hey, Kevin Sullivan, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Mawanza, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Thank you very much, mod team. Thank you very much, first-timers, guys. The John McClane emote you're seeing in chat right now, that is our first-timer look, right, from the Die Hard franchise, that classic holiday movie. Okay, so Microsoft MFA bypass. This has to do with the Microsoft Authenticator app, but not really. This is a problem on the identity and access management infrastructure in Azure, for lack of a better term, or M365. Now, there's nothing that you can do to fix this, right? They've already implemented this, and actually they've already implemented the fix for this. And one of the cool things is this is actually one of the wins or benefits of using SaaS products, or this is really more like PaaS for Azure's a big beast, right? It's IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. But anyways, one of the benefits is that the vendor can fix it, and it just happens automatically. You don't have to worry about scheduling maintenance downtimes and all this other stuff. Now, the crux of this attack, the reason this attack works is normally Z Allure, first timer, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Pradyuna Pandav, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Thank you, squad members, for hooking our new friends up. So the way that this is going to work, right, is that if you, a 6-digit number has what, 1 million permutations, 000 to 9999999, right? So the chances of you guessing that is 1 in a million, right? So, I mean, literally. So this is a great control. What they're saying here is after 10 attempts, so 000, 001, 00, whatever, right? You had 10 attempts to guess if you were attacking this, and the chances are now 1 in 100,000 that you would guess correctly, which again is super, super narrow. Apparently, these individuals discovered that, hey, you know what? If you do it in parallel, you could do 10 attempts here, 10 attempts here, 10 attempts here. And if you schedule it like with the scripting, then you could basically enumerate all the options and blast through it. Now, remember, when you do brute force attacking on passwords, you get failed login attempts on passwords. And after X amount of attempts, you'll lock the account in a lot of instances, sometimes for like 15 minutes or permanently. It's much more in vogue to like lock it for a period of time. That way you don't have to call help desk and admins aren't bothered and whatever. And it's good enough to thwart threat actors. In this instance, it sounds like when the multi-factor authentication login attempt fails, it does not actually lock the account out. Now, of course, Microsoft has corrected this, so that's not the issue. What I would say is a couple things. One, the takeaway here is MFA is not bulletproof, okay? Two, think creatively on how to attack MFA. If you are a security researcher or you are a red teamer, don't just accept the standard parameters. Think of how to bust through them. Thirdly, great work by this group. I really love the modern approach to marketing where businesses don't just spend money to say, hey, look, we're awesome. Here's a press release. Here's a report that we funded. And they actually have a security research arm that is pushing boundaries and helping, improve information security by outlining and detailing vulnerabilities that they've discovered. I do want to point out really quickly, It would be awful for someone to get into your Microsoft M365 infrastructure, especially if they are a privileged user. But in this instance, remember, they have to have the username and password correct too. You're not going to get to the MFA phase if you're not already authenticating through the first factor. So you do have opportunities here, defense in depth, etc. So there is that. I also want to point out really quickly, okay, this is another best practice. For me personally, I know that Microsoft offers several options for multi-factor authentication. This is like a little bonus time, okay? Like for squad members, there's a more you know emote that you can use right now. You could choose you can implement multiple MFA options. And the reason that you want to do this is because it offers different end users, different ways of authenticating, etc. I want to note, for me personally, I like to choose the MFA where it pushes you a 2-digit number that pops up on your authenticator device and you have to type it in. So like that's even more difficult in my opinion than the brute forcing of the 6-digit number, right? So you have to like basically be involved with the authentication process through your mobile device. This attack right here did not require an end user to be involved. Threat actor has username and password. Threat actor guesses 6-digit PIN. Threat actor accesses environment. With the push to your phone and having to put in the 2-digit number to confirm, you are actively taking a part in the authentication process, which, a threat actor is not going to dig on that. So that's personally what I like. The more you know element, there is an option for a phone call. Now, this is a very unpopular and kind of obscure multi-factor option, but you can have a phone call made. Now, you might think, well, Jerry, with a phone call being made, the person whose account it really is involved in the authentication process, just like you are with that 2-digit PIN push, right? So that sounds good. Why wouldn't I want to do that? Here's the reason. I've seen this happen multiple times. Threat actors, if they get your username and password, they will push that phone call and it'll ring and it'll ring and it'll ring and it'll ring. And I have had end users in my environment in real life who get the phone call so many times and it's the middle of the night and they just want to sleep. And if you push 0, then the phone call is going to come again because you're saying this is not a legit authentication attempt. 0, 0, 0, push 1. Hey, the phone call stopped coming. Awesome. I'm going to be able to go back to bed now. And in reality, the threat actor has just basically irritated the end user into the point of choosing to allow authentication to go through to make the phone call stop. I've seen it happen. I've also seen it where it's a husband and wife that work together in the same business, and the phone call comes in, and the wife picked up the phone. Husband wasn't in the room, assumed the husband was authenticating in the office and went ahead and allowed it to go through. And in reality, it was the threat actor. So I'm not a fan of the phone call. Let's go.
Cybercrime marketplace Ridox taken down. The Justice Department announced yesterday that it had participated in a coordinated international mission to seize Ridox, spelled R-Y-D-O-X, an online marketplace that has been linked to sales of sensitive data such as credit card information, login credentials, and other PII stolen from thousands of U.S. residents. The FBI's Pittsburgh office worked alongside Albania's special anti-corruption body, its National Bureau of Investigation, Kosovo's Special Prosecution Office and Police, and the Royal Malaysian Police. 2 individuals were apprehended in Kosovo and will be extradited to Pennsylvania to face charges, while another was detained in Albania and will be prosecuted there. U.S.
Regulators! Mount up!
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go. Dude, I can't get enough. Like, I don't know what happened, or like, I don't know if there was like a come to Jesus meeting with all law enforcement, but dude, the Pittsburgh field office in Kosovo, like police are getting down with each other and bringing threat actors to justice. Let's go, dude. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Ridox, another online marketplace, screwing people over since 2016, right? gets the FBI, Department of Justice, comes down, swings a ban hammer at him. I'm sure it was, if I had to guess, the FBI ran point and had all the intel and all that stuff, and they were probably physically located in Kosovo, so they needed the Kosovo police force to kick in the doors and throw people on the ground and confiscate IT equipment. I got to tell you, like, not to throw shade, but the site's revenue exceeded $230,000. Okay, again, not to throw shade, but like, dude, for an online dark web marketplace, like, I don't know. Like, go look at the annual revenues for Genesis, Alphabet. Like, look at the ones that are getting taken down that are like prime time. Again, not throwing shade. 230 grand. That's real money, and that's real people getting really screwed. Thousands of United States residents. But dude, 230K, like, I don't know if they're running like BOGO deals out there or something, but it just seems low. Dude, if you're going to commit crime and potentially go to jail, which these people are most likely going to do in the United States, in Pennsylvania, for me, for my freedom, I'm not giving freedom up for 230K. In all reality, this isn't Threat Actor Academy. I'm not interested in giving my freedom up for any amount of money. Okay, but it is what it is. A bunch of crypto. Ooh, this is nice. The Ridox servers were actually in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, so not even in Kosovo. Those got seized as well, which is super nice. I just love the international collaboration and coordination. Nobody's talking about, this is my bust, rookie. Get out of here. Like, oh, this is on Malaysian soil. You're not allowed here. Westerner, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't like an 80s, go watch like Red Dawn. I mean, not Red Dawn. Was it Red Dawn? No. What was there was a movie in the 80s with like James Belushi. This is ridiculous, by the way. James Belushi and Arnold Schwarzenegger, where like they were both cops, and like Arnold's like the hard-nosed, wicked, strong, like Russian guy or whatever. And James Belushi's like a freewheeling, freestyling, like, Beverly Hills Cop kind of character. And it was just absurd. But the whole point is the gist of like that was almost clowning on the idea of like these different kind of cultures and different kind of nationalities collaborating on law enforcement and all the challenges of that. Go look at Rush Hour with Chris Tucker and, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm Jackie Chan. Like, international law enforcement, like you just don't see it, but not like you didn't see it, or at least I didn't see it. And now we're seeing multiple countries, multiple different parties involved in all these international takedowns. I love it. Oh yeah.
Mount up.
Red Heat. It was called Red Heat. Okay, here we go. Arnold. Okay. Oh, is that Tom Sizemore? It's a young Tom Sizemore, right? So anyways, yeah. Welcome to the Wayback Machine, where we talk about movies that are super obscure. All right, let's go.
Charges Chinese national for hacking thousands of Sophos firewall devices. Guan Tianfang worked at Sichuan Silence Information Technology Company and now faces charges for, quote, developing and testing a zero-day exploit used to compromise approximately 81,000 firewalls, end quote. He, along with some accomplices, exploited an SQL zero-day vulnerability to deploy malware that stole and encrypted files to block remediation attempts. Quote, Sophos was informed of the attacks by one of its customers on April 22nd, 2020, end quote. An investigation determined that hackers targeted systems configured with either the administration HTTPS service or the user portal exposed on the WAN zone. They then exploited an SQL injection zero-day vulnerability to gain access to exposed XG devices.
All right. Hey, check it out now. This is a follow-up to the story. Sichuan Silence and this one dude, I forget his name, Guan. He's getting extradited, 81,000 firewalls exploited, all sorts of bad going on. He's been doing it for a couple years since 2020. Let me check this CVE out. I got some new intel to share with you guys. This is great. Okay, hold on. Oh my God, look at this graphic. Oh, wow. Look at this. Hold on. Damn. This is a graphic, y'all. What up? So check it out. This isn't what I want to tell you, though. I want to CVE 2020 12271. I want you to know a couple things. First of all, 4-year-old vulnerability getting exploited. Okay, Sophos firewalls. If you're running Sophos firewalls, why haven't you patched it? You got to patch it, right? You got to patch it, right? Second of all, this group going ham. You can find these firewalls using Shodan, right? So it was easy to identify, like, all these things. Yes, hashtag pants off. Yeah. But the criminal justice system is working, and I like it. What I want to pull your attention to is the following, and this comes hot off the heels of yesterday's Simply Cyber Firesides. Looking at this CVE 2020 12271 at NIST NVD, the National Vulnerability Database. Let me pull this up. SQL injection issue found in Sophos firewall, 9.8 critical. I would agree, right? It is critical because this thing is getting screwed. MITRE has it at a 10, which is the absolute highest vulnerability score you can have. This is a must patch if you don't have it. I also want to call your attention to EPSS. That's Echo Papa Sierra Sierra, not to get confused with Alpha Sierra, but this is EPSS. You can go to first.org/EPSS for more information on this, but this is just so hot. Okay, this is another vulnerability calculation website to help you understand how bad something is. Okay, and I want to show you. How do I? Hold on. Let me make this less big. I gotta have this on speed dial next time. This is gonna be worth it, guys. Okay. Where's the Why can't I? Hold on one second. EPSS API, I guess. Let's do this. Check this. I want to show you this. This is low key kind of bananas. Okay. This is a resource you could start using today. Okay. Okay. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to drop it into a browser. I'm going to put the CVSS score up here, or the CVE number here. I'm going to add it to the URL. Stay with me. And let's look at this. Okay. Now I know this is a lot. Okay. But check this out. Can we do this? Oh, pretty printed, of course. Duh. I'm like, why is it so ugly? All right. Look at this. Now, EPSS has this scored in your environment, okay? 88th percentile. This is pretty bad, as you can imagine, right? Hold on, let me zoom in on this. And according to this, you multiply it by 100 in your environment. According to EPSS, there's only a 1.6% chance of this getting exploited in your environment. Now, that seems really low. Really low. Yeah, I know. This definitely needs to be improved. I think we could actually script and automate this to at scale to be able to do lots of CVEs. But here's my thing. Even though it's a 9.8 and a 10.0, and I really do agree, if you're running Sophos, you would want to get this sorted out quickly. But the Chinese threat actor's been, arrested. This was, going on, but now it's not. And according to EPSS, which is essentially a closed system formula on how bad a vulnerability is, this is actually saying it's not that bad. For 100 companies or whatever, they're saying that really only close to 2% are going to get hit by this right now. So I would definitely get this patched personally, but this is not a pants on fire situation, according to EPSS. So I just want to bring this to your attention. This is something that I learned more about last night with Brandon Poole and Panoptcy Security bringing this information to us. But really, really cool, really, really interesting. Just one other thing really quick to share with this. EPSS data and analytics. And we could talk about this at the jaw jacking as well. So looking at this, scrolling down, right? These are the actual top vulnerabilities getting exploited. Exactly, FedEx. Hey, and I want everyone to know, like, dude, I did Simply Cyber Firesides last night, and I learned some stuff. I'm constantly learning too. Like, I'm a lifelong learner. I need to keep leveling up. And Brandon Poole really dropped some knowledge on me last night. I was loving it. I hope other people enjoyed it. But look at this. This is for today, December 13th, 2024. And if you look at top rated CVEs, these are ones that are getting hit. You can see what was the number on this one? 12271, right? These are images, so you can't really see them. But if you look at the top rated CVEs, there is one from 2020 right here. Well, hold on, you can't really see that. Damn it. I can't zoom in anymore. This is max zoom. Here, I'll just drop a link in chat. You guys can go to it. All right, here's the link, EPSS. Okay, go check that out. But you can see here, that particular one is not on here. In fact, CVE 2020-13405 is like incendiary hot right now. Let's check that one out really quickly. CVE 2020, what was the number on that? 13405. 13405. This vulnerability is actually, this one only has a 7.5 rating, right? But, so you might be like, oh, that's not as bad, right? But if you're running micro Weber before 1120, which I've never even heard of, if you're running micro Weber version 1120 or younger, like, you're absolutely have a very high chance of getting hit because it's getting massively exploited right now. And that's really the interesting thing that we figured out yesterday. So definitely put EPSS in your workflows, okay? This is very, very cool. And I'm glad we had an opportunity to share this today. Thank you, Brandon Poole.
Thanks to today's episode's sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Worry no more, you can harden your security with ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker helps you take a proactive, default-deny approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action, allowed or blocked, for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation are fully supported by their US-based support team. To learn more about how ThreatLocker can help keep your organization running efficiently and protected from ransomware, visit threatlocker.com. That's ThreatLocker.com.
Hey, all you first timers, we do some fun stuff at the mid-roll. Let's do it. All right, guys. Holla, holla, holla. I hope you are enjoying the show. We're just a couple minutes over the mid-roll time, so I like that. Guys, if you're getting value from the stream, hit that like button on YouTube. It goes a long way to help other people discover the channel. And, I appreciate it. Hashtag Team SC if you're in chat. Got about 350 people here right now, roughly. Straight kicking it on a December 13th, a Friday. Very nice, guys. Say shout out and thank you to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring the show to you every single day. Barricade Cyber, Delete Me, Antisyphon Training, and ThreatLocker. Guys, let's hear from Antisyphon Training. Zach Hill, Kathy Chambers, Daniel Lowry. Daniel Lowry actually should be having his stream at 10 a.m. today. Maybe we can pop over there. Let's go, Antisyphon. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education, regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing, as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other, all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up. All right, thank you very much, Antisyphon Training. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, Rex with the squad membership, always looking good. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the living crap out of the show. I love it. I love it. It is Friday, so we've got Grayson's Joke of the Week presented by James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. Let me go ahead and give you one, and then we're going to have to do another ad roll. It'll be the last one. So really quickly, James wants you to know that the other day, Jerry was at the supermarket and saw a snowman looking at carrots. I can't believe James saw me at the supermarket and didn't say hi. James saw me at the supermarket, and he also saw a snowman looking at carrots. It was really gross because he was picking his nose. Really gross because he was picking his nose. The snowman with the carrots. Also, James has been told that icy is a hard word to spell. Do you know that? Carrie, did you know icy is a hard word to spell? You know, the more I look at it myself, I see why. I see why. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, quick little note from Threat Locker, and then I'll give you another rib tickler, and then we'll get our la-la-las on. It's all about good times. Stand by. We'll be right back. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Hero support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit Threat Locker. All right, Threat Locker kicking it. All right, I'm glad everybody's enjoying those jokes. James McQuiggan, those jokes are hilarious. I love it. Guys, what's the best Christmas present in the world? What's the best Christmas present in the world? It is the holiday season. If you're looking to give the best present to those loved ones, get them a drum. Get them a broken drum. You just can't beat it. Get those loved ones a broken drum this year for holidays, because you just can't beat it. Oh my God. Groan. Alpha Sierra, please lead us off with our la-la-las. Everybody else, join in. La-la-las. All right. Awesome. Yeah, and I see the videos getting cut off at the end. I'm not entirely sure why that is. It's a Restream issue. Restream has limitations, and we have absolutely found them and pushed past those boundaries. As we continue to level up the show and move entirely into OBS, we will be able to control that a bit better. DJ Bisek, the streaming professor himself, is helping. Rex drops a joke in chat. What are a computer's favorite snacks? Microchips and cookies, because only a few bites each. Oh my God. Could even be a couple nibbles in there, Rex. Couple half bites, little nibbles. All right, let's keep going on this one. Also, you know what, guys? I'm loving it. It's Friday. I'm feeling good. Let's go ahead and do some gifted subs. I'm going to gift 5 subs right now. There we go. Boom, baby. Let's go. Not only am I the president, I'm also a member. That's a little bit of a men's club joke if you're old enough to remember the commercials for men's club. All right, let's finish the show here.
Prometheus instances exposed, leaking creds and API keys. Researchers at Aqua are warning that, quote, thousands of servers hosting the Prometheus monitoring and alerting toolkit are at risk of information leakage and exposure to denial of service, as well as remote code execution attacks, end quote. They continued, quote, Prometheus servers or exporters, often lacking proper authentication, allowed attackers to easily gather sensitive information, such as credentials and API keys, end quote. According to the Hacker News, up to 296,000 Prometheus node exporter instances and over 40,000 Prometheus servers are estimated to be publicly accessible on the internet, making them, quote, a huge attack surface that could put data and services at risk, end quote.
All right, there you go. If you're running Prometheus, which is a monitoring and alerting toolkit I hadn't heard of, you are at risk of data exposure, which is no good. Denial of service attacks, which is definitely no good, and remote code execution. So this is basically like a free-for-all for threat actors. Whatever you want to do. You want to screw someone over? You want to take over their infrastructure? Whatever you want. We got this, okay? Let's see. There are 300,000 Prometheus node exporter instances out there that are public and 40,000 servers that are publicly accessible. Guys, anything that's publicly accessible, I'm telling you guys, it's like nasty, nasty business, because it can be like discovered quickly with Shodan, right? Guys, here's the thing. Put a honeypot on the internet, right? Do it carefully, right? Put a honeypot on the internet, and within minutes it's getting probed and tickled and everything like that. So the threat actors are going to find it. Shodan's going to find it. People who have really like limited technical skills can use Shodan to find it, right? So it's not good, right? Unauthenticated servers enable direct querying of internal data. Why would you even? So this just sounds like a misconfiguration, right? So hopefully if you're running Prometheus, you can go ahead and get this sorted out. 8 exporters are vulnerable to repo jacking. Repo jacking is a new term for me. If I have to imagine repo jacking is being able to take over a GitHub repository somehow. What is repo jacking? Here we go. It's an attack technique that allows repo jacking is an attack technique that allows a bad actor to take advantage of account username changes and deletions to create a repository with the same name and the pre-existing username to stage open source software supply chain attack. Okay. Chillin' Spree with a gifted sub. Thank you, Chillin' Spree.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I mean, there's multiple things going here. Number one, if you're running Prometheus, you definitely want to get this sorted out. Secondly, you could potentially get repo jacked. So be mindful of actually, I think the repo jacking is has not anything to do necessarily directly with Prometheus. If I had to guess, the Prometheus software imports from different repositories in order to provide itself, which would be like open source software supply chain. And those imported libraries that Prometheus is using have either been abandoned or whatever, which is why repo jacking could happen. So again, you could technically make Prometheus like secure, right? But because it's importing from somewhere else, and that somewhere else is not necessarily secure and susceptible to repo jacking, a threat actor can kind of ride in on the information superhighway through a less secure repository. So just be mindful of that. And this is exactly why people are talking about software bill of materials and why you'd want to know where these things are coming from.
Texas adds Allstate-linked data broker to list of alleged privacy law violators. The Attorney General of Texas has accused the data broker Arity, A-R-I-T-Y, of sharing consumers' information without clear notice or consent. Quote, in the past 6 weeks, 6 of the mobile apps that Arity says are partners have been accused by the state of improperly sharing user data with third parties, end quote. Arity is owned by the insurer Allstate. Its official description says it, quote, sells recommendations to insurers for how to price individual customers' plans based on their driving behaviors. It gathers data through a software development kit, SDK, embedded inside the mobile apps belonging to its partners, end quote.
Real quick, just as a callback to the repo jacking, DJ Bisek, I want you to know that if you're serious about repo jacking and you want to protect yourself, go ahead and just call the dog. We're having a good time here on a Friday morning. All right, so Texas, obviously, as people from Texas will tell you, go big or go home. We're big in Texas. Everything's bigger. We're the best. Look at our football stadiums. Look at our egos. We're all big up here in Texas. So, dude, way to go. By the way, can I just say, like, thank you, Texas? I like, for better or worse, I think of Texas as like a state that's not super into privacy. I feel like Texas is one of those states that's like, oh, you want privacy? What are you hiding? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like quick to jump on that. Again, it's not fair. It's just kind of how I feel about Texas. But they're adding data broker, driver, like basically driver behavior and data brokers as a privacy violation. So way to go, Texas, getting on the train. Here's the deal. They're sharing your driving behavior with insurers, which, by the way, are going to make decisions on whether or not to insure you and at what premium, without notifying you. One of the gross things is, by the way, can I point out, it's not like that. My assumption here is that it's not like the progressive thing that you like plug into your car and you like opt in to realize that your car driving behaviors, how fast you're going, how, are you swerving a lot, is captured and shared in exchange for a discount, right? That's a very overt, transparent transaction. This one, it sounds more like this data broker has partnered with different mobile application businesses, and like they're not mobile apps that say that they're tracking your driving, but like it's clear, right? It's clear when you're in a car if you're driving. Now the weird thing is I don't fully understand how it would know if you're driving versus being a passenger, right? So let's say you're a wonderful driver, but your boyfriend is like a terrible driver, right? And you like ride shotgun and they're just swerving around, speeding, taking high speed right turns, right? So that's kind of crazy on how they would do that. Now, again, who knows? Maybe they have. I will tell you this. This was in 2012 that I found this out. I don't know if it's still true. It probably is. On the Apple iPhone, the GPS, like where are you located, is incredibly precise. Like very, very precise. It's not like, oh, you're in this like 10-foot area. It's like precise where you are. So it might be possible to tell if you're on the left side or right side of the car, or how close you are to the center line of the road. Again, you could still be in the back seat on the left. Yeah, I'm sure this data broker site was paying a lot of money for this data as well, because I'm sure the insurance companies were paying a lot of money to them to get this information. Okay, here we go. Let's get into the details here. Okay, this is disgusting, frankly. My Radar, which allows users to track weather forecasts, receive a notice of violation from Texas as an example of an app that shares data with Arity. My Radar gives Arity driving event data, which the app's privacy policy defines as including speed, change in speed, and other aspects of how much and where and when you drive. It says the data is shared and is anonymized, but let's be honest, the IMEI, the unique identifier on your cell phone, is tied to you. Yeah. So this is interesting. Gas Buddy's another app if you're using Gas Buddy. Yep. You know what, by the way, guys? Kyle talks about automated telemetry in chat right now. It's insane. Time idling, hard stop, hard acceleration, geo low. 2 pages of data points. Yeah, it's crazy. And guys, by the way, can I just tell you, this Arity company probably did the math and was like, you know what? Let's ask for forgiveness instead of permission. We're going to make so much friggin' money on this. We'll just pay the fines.
Straight cash, homie.
Bro, Arterium, last round of interviews for a GRC position in my current job. Gotta go. Interview at 9. Bro, straight crush it. Can we send him some love? What would be, I don't know. I'm going to send Bro Arterium some love. I'm going to do some Oprah emotes. There we go. I love celebrating people getting jobs, getting interviews. Bro Arterium, it would make my day if you could come back and share the win with us and we could play the wrecking ball sound effect. First timers, if you didn't know, when people get jobs in our community, we celebrate like bosses. But we only do a special sound effect when people get jobs, so I definitely want to do that. All right. Data broker, data's the new gold, making straight cash, lots of it, and just paying fines, no big deal. Oh, Jeremy from San Diego, what's Santa's favorite type of music? It's rap.
Screen Actors Guild health plan sued after September data breach. This class action lawsuit follows an announcement last week that a data breach had exposed sensitive healthcare information of its union members. On December 2nd, the SAG-AFTRA health plan informed its members as well as California regulators that hackers had broken into an employee's email account in September using a phishing email. While the union health plan's systems were not breached, the email account, quote, contained emails and attachments that included some participants' names and social security numbers, and in some cases may also have contained information associated with claims and health insurance information, end quote. Yahoo cybersecurity.
All right, so this AFTRA health plan, 150 employees, 14 million annual revenue. Now, $14 million is definitely not something to sniff at, but you know, it's not a huge target in the world of cybercrime and everything like that. Phishing email came in, threat actor got the creds, logged in. Sounds like what is this? SAG-AFTRA health plan. Sounds like they're not using multi-factor authentication, so that's a hot mess express. And yeah, they got phishing email, logged in, got access to some information. With HIPAA and privacy, they may, you know, like they may not even been looking for that information, but the fact that they touched it is what's up. Yeah, this is another one, Casually Joseph's pointing out, where the union suing them, the members of the union likely to not make a ton of money. Okay, let's keep going here.
Team sees layoffs and outsourcing under new CTO. Yahoo's famous cybersecurity team, known as the Paranoids, has lost 25% of its staff over the last year, according to TechCrunch. The Paranoids offensive security team, which, quote, conducts cyber attack simulations to identify weaknesses in the company's network before external hackers can, end quote, was completely eliminated this week and will now be outsourced. Valerie Liborski, Yahoo's new chief technology officer, announced these changes in an email to staff, stating, quote, "This was a very difficult decision and one that I have not taken lightly," end quote.
All right, here we go. Yahoo seeing layoffs. Yahoo, guys, you youngs don't know this. Yahoo used to be like the king of the internet. So much so that actually Sergey Brin or Sergey Brin Page, whatever, the guys who started Google tried desperately to sell Google to Yahoo, and Yahoo's like, nah, you're passing fancy. Oops. Yahoo also is the one that made Mark Cuban rich. They bought broadcast.com from him in the early 2000s. And now they're seeing layoffs, dude. Layoffs are a whole thing. Outsourcing is a whole thing. A lot of businesses, guys, in the early 2000s, there was a massive exodus of outsourcing software developers and other infrastructure. It looks like the pendulum's swinging back this way. The older you get, the more you see patterns, just because of repetition and stuff like that. So this isn't a surprise. I will say, if you are a red teamer, or like you're a company like Red Siege, good for you, because you might actually see some increased projects coming through. If you work at Rhino Security, Tyler Ramsby up in this piece, could be some opportunities here. Honestly, I see this as more of a trend. So like, yeah, Yahoo's the one outsourcing and stuff like that, but Yahoo's a big player in the game. So to me, this is an indicator that there's probably more of this going on. Unfortunately, I don't want to see layoffs in our industry, but it is what it is. Under new CTO, also, by the way, anytime you get new executives, they always want to put their fingerprints all over everything, right? So they probably hired this guy, or they fired the last one because of his budget and his expenses and not whatever. Because, guys, at the end of the day, cybersecurity is a cost center. We don't make money for the business. We cost money. So when you're looking at saving money, right, you don't fire the sales guys because they're bringing money in if their numbers look good. You look at your cost center and you're like, well, we pay these 10 employees $100,000 each. So that's $1 million of labor for our cybersecurity team. There's a company over here called, Flim Flam Foobar InfoSec that says they can do the same work for $600,000. I'm about to save this company $400,000. Give me my annual bonus. It's crude math, but that's exactly what happens. And when you get new executives, that's what happens. I will tell you this, and this is just real, okay? Whenever your company gets merged or acquired, whenever there's mergers and acquisitions, you might want to start thinking about getting the resume cleaned up. You're probably not going to get laid off immediately, but within 12 months, right? So it's not guaranteed, but I'm just telling you, it could happen. When you get a new executive leader on your team, like a new CISO or whatever, be prepared for some changes, because that's going to happen too. All right. Do want to say shout out to Yahoo for the Yahoo games. Justin Gold mentioning that. I used to play Yahoo Spades. Marcus Kyler knows what I'm talking about, right, Marcus? I love some spades. Yahoo has spades and Yahoo chess, although I play spades in real person now, and I play chess with James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet on chess.com. All right, let's go. All right, guys, the hour always flies by, right? I mean, geez, it really does. I hope you had a great stream. Today is Friday the 13th. Ooh, spooky. December 13th. We're 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away from Christmas. Get your Christmas shopping in. I want to let everybody know a couple things before we pivot over to jaw jacking. Number one. Eric Taylor will be running the show on Monday, okay? So the Daily Cyber Threat Brief every single weekday morning. Eric Taylor will be guest hosting on Monday because Mrs. Auger and I will be going to Washington, D.C. later today for the SANS Difference Maker Award, because this show, the one that you're watching right now, is a finalist for Podcast of the Year, and we're going to try to bring it home to all y'all this weekend. If you want to watch it, there's a link right here. Literally, the whole event will be live streamed. You could see, if you're interested, you could watch the award ceremony and you see if we win. Mrs. Auger, oh my God, she got a new dress for the event. She's stunning. I'll try to clean up as best I can. But guys, I'm super excited. I can't wait to share the results with you. I hope we win. Definitely, if we do win, it's a team effort. The mod team, Mrs. Auger, the Simply Cyber community, guys, so many people contributing to the success of the podcast. We've been doing it for 771 days, couple years now, and definitely super appreciated. All right, thank you very much for the well wishes. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pivot. Like a bunch of, actually, one other thing I want to share with you. I have like a little video coming out soon, but if you go to simplycyber.io/PBCC, so Papa Bravo Charlie Charlie, Papa Bravo Charlie Charlie, I'm actually doing a live cohort course January 6th through 9th. This is the second time I've done it. First time was really well received. It's I don't really market it because it's kind of a very niche, very obscure thing. But basically, I have a 4-day course that I'm running January 6th through 9th on how to do personal branding and basically stand out as a professional or an aspiring professional in our industry. It's pretty cool. I'll let the students who have taken it, FedEx, Code Brew, Caesar, Chris Whitlock, Joe Hudson's done it. Like, it's very cool. And Nerman's done it. So anyways, if you're interested, go to simplycyber.io/PBCC to check it out. But guys, what we really need to do right now is move over to jawjacking. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to be moving into jawjacking. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Hold on, I got to do this really quickly. We got to turn this on. 1 second. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Ah! Hold on. We got to do all these things. All these things. Freaking panel. We got to do all the panel stuff. All right, hold on. Let me do this way. Let me do it this way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like when you're a Hot Mess Express. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Let's bring on our first panelist, DJ B-Sec. You're definitely coming on, right? All right, yeah, there he is. All right, so let's get jawjacking going.
All right, there we go.
Thank you, DJ B-Sec. I'm going to move myself off stage. There we go, and then I'm going to try to go set up. DJ B-Sec, why don't you talk about yourself for a hot minute and
how about
get
we
hyped up?
Yeah, how about we take a second and so I'll share my screen real quick. And so we just talked about EPSS, and while we were doing the news this morning, I went ahead and wrote I was about to say PowerShell script because Eric's in my ear about it being PowerShell. I wrote a Python script for the EPSS score. I put it in chat. Let me show you guys real quick. Let's show a screen. I'll share it. That way we can see. So we see I've already wrote this. I put the link on in chat. It's on my GitHub already. All we got to do is run this. Let me click in here. We'll run it. It's going to ask for whatever we're looking for. So we can just say CV 2022 26 332. And then it'll ask for the date, so 2024, let's see, 12, and hit it, and then you'll get your printout of what it is. So there you go. It's already set, ready to go for anybody that wants it. It's out on my GitHub. I believe if you put DJ BSEC in there, you'll be able to see it. But there you go. And Jerry has left the building. All right. I've taken over the show. Anybody else coming on? Or is this just going to be a me all day long? Who do we got in here? Who just popped in here? Oh, here we go. Now, coming onto the stage, we've got Casually Joseph.
What's going on?
I think
Sure,
Jerry's
my
in the
mic's not
background just throwing stuff around. I don't know what's going on. All right, I have not looked at any of chat yet to see if we got questions. Pull my screen back over.
I was fighting with my camera for whatever. So for those of you who don't know, if you have a Canon, sometimes some models, especially the one I have, the EOS, requires that you have a third-party application made by them. That I feel like I need to scoot because you have me on the right side here. It's like
let's do
my
this.
video.
There we go.
So, anyways, you need to download an app, and for whatever reason, sometimes when you get the app running, you got a snowball thrown at you.
Yep, he's got it in his face.
Sometimes when you have the app running, it just does not send the camera footage over for some reason. So,
Is it the? Yeah, that's the Canon. You actually have to download the Canon. So I guess you're using USB.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an older EOS Canon. Old. I'm talking like probably 12, 13 years old. I was going to try and use that. Like, nah, not even going to deal with it. All right, I guess I need to look through chat. I don't see any questions. Let's see, what cert would you recommend? It depends on what you're trying to do. We need a little bit more information on where you're trying to go and how to get there to be able to tell you what cert you should be going for. If you have zero certs at all and you're looking just to get into cybersecurity, definitely want to go. You have to start Sec Plus or start CC, one of those two. And we got a little echo from Jerry because he's got his speaker just so loud in the background.
Is there an echo?
There's an echo from us when we talk to you, but we can tell that it's in the background. We can tell that it's like over there.
It's like you have it on a phone or something. That's what it sounds like. Also, Alpha Sierra asked, how do I get out of the room with string lights across the door? That's a closet. I never opened that door. And also, it's just a hook, so I could just unhook it.
Let's see what else we got.
Razo wants to know real Christmas cards or digital ones. I like real ones. I don't know. There's still something nice about just getting something in the mail. It doesn't happen like ever unless it's from Amazon now or a bill. It's like it's Amazon and bills. So having something that's not one of the
two other people in the room. Everybody say hello to Eric Taylor's in the house.
Yo.
What's going on, Eric?
And then I don't want to say water. Mr. Crypto Man himself, Justin Gold's in the house.
Morning, everybody.
And Jerry has left the building.
I'm back. I'm back. I've just abandoned my this project is currently on hold.
I was going to bring it up to you. I was like, how many failed attempts are we going to go through this thing before he just I almost said an inappropriate word. Just abandons it.
Oh, it's not abandoned. I'm not going to continue to mess with it during the stream. I think what I need to do is get all the audio set up before the stream, because I'm unplugging and plugging things in because I have limited hardware, and I just need to get it set up. But this is going to be. I actually ordered some hardware off Amazon today. This is going to turn into something bigger and better.
Oh,
so
go
all right.
Go home. Are you in Texas?
Yeah, exactly. Big Texas always representing. What do you think about that? Dude, hey, can you DJ BSEC is from Texas, right? So let's just get in his thoughts here. A question for BSEC. When did Texas get serious about privacy laws? I thought they were serious about making money.
It was a couple of years ago. Texas, we actually put stuff out where if there's a breach and there's more than 250 people within that breach, it's got to be put out. Yeah, right. Texas have to. It's got to go out to. There's got to be a public announcement that it happened. If there's
Texas
more
is actually really ramping up the privacy game.
Yeah. So they don't take the secure. They don't take the privacy as secure as not Canada, but California. But the notification requirements are next level. Like it has a really small threshold.
What is it? It's like what is it like 20? Is it 24 or 48 in Texas
Give me
for
give me a sec.
notification?
I'm
Oh, you
updating
got the
myself
book.
right now. Yeah, you know I got the book.
Yeah.
You talking about for notifications of breach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's 48 hours.
Yeah, that's not a big window. you
Well, see,
you can barely
thankfully-
figure out what's
Well,
going on in
So
48 hours.
There's a little difference though, right? It's 48 hours from when you know you
Announcement of
have
breach.
breach.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, you could have been breached for 6 months and not know, but as soon as you
Well-
find out, you need to.
It's
That's why
really
you don't use the
depi-
word breach.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why. Yeah, we've said that many times.
There's
You
an
do not start that-
incident.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was an incident for 6 years, and then we realized that we had been breached.
Yes.
I move it. We see
What-
you.
What's a dwell time? I've never heard of that.
Just like I love Amazon. It's like, oh, we knew that there was an incident with our Move It stuff, but we didn't say anything until they decided to disclose it on the co-op ransomware group. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, like F off Amazon. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love being able to have my items show up at my door and not have to leave my house, but come on, guys.
I like it. We got a couple other questions here in chat. Looks like Steve Young. Thank you for your
Steve Young,
49ers service.
49ers?
Yeah. Any idea how to get elected officials to buy into using MFA?
If you're talking about, okay, if you work for an elected official and you manage their cybersecurity, then just turn it on.
Yeah, just do it.
And then just turn it on, and they'll gripe and moan. I had to
So
stop
here's
from using another word, but
to Joseph's point. Here's what I say: when it comes to MFA, automatically turn it on and tell them that the vendors, there's like no going
It's a
back. It
vendor
has to be turned on. I can't do anything about it. Over and done with.
yep, they don't need to know.
Done. There
Just
you
tell
go.
them Biden said so.
If you're trying
over.
to push policy for your state to be required to use MFA, good luck, because our country pushed a policy for the entire country to use MFA, and that's still not happening.
That's what I just mentioned. Biden said so. Executive order.
Yeah.
They're still not doing
Not a
it.
political show.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just saying.
No.
There
I
was
was,
There was an
yeah.
in
executive
general.
order, like 6 months ago, 8 months ago, wasn't it, Eric? It
There
a
was
while.
more. There was more, but yeah, it originally adopted like last year or something like that, and they still like, like in
Yeah,
most
I mean, it was
businesses,
like a
like
two paragraph executive order or
dude,
something.
we've
Like
had companies literally say, if you don't get rid of this business is going to go bankrupt because I cannot operate off of MFA.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just see
Well, go
myself out now.
bankrupt. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen when you turn it off and somebody gets you? You're going to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be hiring us all over again.
Catch 22.
That is true. All right. So
Here's a good
Samuel
one.
says,
Oh,
what do you think is going to be the wild card unsuspected attack vector in 2025? I'll go first, but if anyone wants to think about this, and we can throw it around the horn after. Wild card unsuspected attack vector. Let's see. We got geopolitical things going on. I'm going to go with an unsuspected attack vector of drone-based wireless attacks. So we've seen.
I mean, like New Jersey right now?
Yeah. So not necessarily drone physical kinetic attacks like dropping payloads, but like using a drone. It's been
With a
done before,
pineapple.
but I think we might see it in larger mass. Drones being used to deploy like near wireless attack vectors. So kind of like that near neighbor attack that we saw recently, where you attack somebody and then leverage their wireless proximity to the actual target. So that's what my wild attack vector would be. Who's got another one?
So to piggyback off of what you're saying right now, there's a lot of speculation because nobody's really come out about it. And the drones that are flying around are not like literally your small consumer grade DJI type of stuff. These are big, like ones that you'll see in the commercial space for agricultural applications and things of that nature. So there's a belief that they are running these things to detect drone flights, drone patterns, and having an early detection system. That's why nobody's really coming out about the situation. It's like, we're just doing tests over here, but they don't want to say they're doing tests.
Yeah, there's that. And we actually saw I saw a report this morning of in Guam testing basically interception of ballistic missiles, like basically a defense testing. So that's interesting. Not that a drone's a ballistic missile, but
It could hit it. It could hit it and make it
Yeah.
explode.
ladies and gentlemen, we have another panelist coming on, filling out our rotation. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her as Kimberly Can Fix It. We love her as Sophia. Kimberly from Miami, come on down. What do we got? Hey, Kimberly.
Oh my God,
Good
she made
morning.
it. It only took
Damn,
an hour.
look at this. Cleaning up the camera. She's got the bokeh effect in the background. Lighting's on point. Nice
Just
job.
a little bit of blur, you know, that's easy one. They build it in.
Kimberly's crushing
Hey,
it.
it's Louie.
Oh, and Louie's in the house. What's up?
Yes, he's a little hyper this morning, so.
I love it. Kimberly, any thoughts on a hot take on what an like an unsuspected attack vector in 2025?
I don't know. I mean, the drone story that you guys were just talking about, I think has been pretty, I'm not going to say fun to watch, but you know, I guess we can see where all of that goes in 2025. But yeah, I was watching some shows last night and, you know, different channels and stuff. And it's kind of funny to hear all the different takes on it. You know, some people said that it's Iranian drones. Others says, you know, it's our government. You know, we don't know what it is, but don't worry about it. So, I mean, who knows? We'll see.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
So Jay Gold, Jay Crypto, Edward Snowden, as his name tag implements or suggests. Dude, what kind of a unsuspecting attack vector you got? I mean, you're always digging into like deep into the Reddit web.
No, I mean, I think drones would probably have been mine. So Eric and Joseph had talked about a lot of that when we went to Wild West. You know, they brought their drones, and you know that's just something we've been talking about a little bit for a while. And there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been done with it. So
I was going to kind of talk about the compromised telecoms. And
Yeah, go.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at.
Yeah, I was going to say compromised telecoms tells me that our 5G and our other cellular connections are just not safe anymore. And I'm
Anymore?
wondering, well, hush.
Dude,
it's
I feel like I'm about to
publicly
go full John
publicly
Strand on.
known that it's not
Yeah.
safe.
But to that
But-
point, look at this comment right here. Did you hear about the 5G towers that got married? The ceremony was okay, but the reception was amazing.
That's good. I like that. Nice job. Rex has always got a great joke in chat.
But
I love it.
I was wondering if we're going to see, because, you know, a lot of companies now use 5G as their backup instead of having POTS. And I'm wondering if we're going to see those 5G connections used to push malware internal to the network.
That's a good question. Even that, but okay, so to your point, Joseph, a lot of companies are now, and even when you get into the alarms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are putting 5G or 4G in place as the main line, because that way they can just put a backup battery or something on there, and then if you lose power, the alarm's still on. But what happens if somebody's actually in that telco, in Verizon, in AT&T, and they can shut it down?
Yep.
Now you have no communication out. So now that communication, when the alarm goes off, is now gone to the police department, fire department, or whoever. You know, that's an interesting thought.
So it's not happening in the U.S. yet, but in my threat feeds for ransomware, we're seeing threat actors actively attacking telecom organizations. You bring down their freaking data center and can't route traffic.
Yeah.
You know, anything's open then.
About to get a landline.
Yeah, take it old school.
Well, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, you're in AT&T, you're in AT&T.
Yeah.
Whether you're in...
It's direct connection. We're going to go back to tin cans and string then.
Yeah, it's something else. And interesting, like kind of tie in this. I saw a news report this morning that said just recently FBI and CISA came out and said, hey, you should use end-to-end encryption apps, you know, WhatsApp, Signal, Teams, whatever, in order to communicate instead of using cell phones, because China's up in this thing and it's no longer considered secure.
Yep.
Today I read that they've updated their messaging to say you should use these apps, but they also want the apps to have a key that only the FBI can use for legitimate reasons only. So basically they've pushed this narrative, and now they want the unlock code to be able
we want
to
it secure, but the government needs to see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So like they're like, oh, wait a minute. Like I don't know if they didn't realize this or this is part of their like long playbook, but like they said everybody use this, and obviously adoption is going to be wicked hard. But even if everyone uses it, now they lose complete visibility in the to be able to eavesdrop, tap all these things. Yeah,
AKA
exactly.
WeChat.
Let's have
WeChat.
Not too private, right?
Yeah.
So
let's have a United States WeChat where everybody's secure to each other except to the government.
All right, I'm going to stop drinking water and go get some more screwball.
I have a question. So now that this is public and everybody knows, do you think Apple, because Apple's pretty renowned for putting out their own versions of things, do you think Apple is going to make its own like telco, make its own messaging service? I know it already has its iOS like over Wi-Fi, but do you think they're going to start some cellular thing?
That's
I don't know.
I mean, like,
but think about it. They can push it. They can push it. They can say, "Hey, they're taking privacy away. Subscribe to this one."
Hold on. Now that you put that out there, and I had a moment to digest it, because T-Mobile now has a partnership with Starlink, so that way, if you're in the mountains, you can still call for 911 help. It wouldn't be that hard now for Apple to go to Musk and be like, "Hey, we want our own closed circuit telco environment."
Yep.
That is an option, and that would give Starlink massive amount of investing money to do
I was going to say there also, there's also rumors out there that he's going to be coming up with his own cellular service as well. So we'll see.
Oh, you already seen the phone, right? I mean, the Tesla phone.
That's a meme.
Dude, big tech is like out of control. Big tech is way out of control.
I don't think not as bad as the real big tech. I mean, there's some other big tech that's been running stuff for a while, but we'll see. We'll see.
I like it. Hey, just really quick, I want to remind everybody that at 10 a.m., our friend Daniel Lowry is actually going to be going live with his Friday IRL stream. Just want to remind everybody about that. Here's a quick little look at what it looks like. Daniel Lowry is a great friend of the community, member of the community, frankly. And this stream is super, super useful AMA style stuff. So I'll drop a link in chat, but just want to make everyone aware that that is coming.
Yeah, I missed that last week, but he's a lot of fun. I like those.
He's awesome. He's such a great guy. Any tips for gamifying a cybersecurity awareness program and making it fun and memorable? Kimberly,
I can make it memorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah.
It may not be fun.
You've done a lot of like different campaigns and stuff to engage people. Any thoughts on things that you've seen in your past that have worked at making things fun and memorable for participants?
Yeah, so for security awareness, I mean, I haven't implemented anything myself outside of like, just giving some general, posts and updates, things like that. But I know I've been talking with Chuck, our friend Charles Sapp, quite a bit lately about security awareness, and that's his, forte. But I know Before and oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of what the other one is. They actually have like a gamification, programs that they use within that, which make it a little bit fun for people too. There's also which not really, I guess I'd call it gamification, but they do kind of like a movie series. Have you guys seen that? Can't think of what the name of it is now, but it has like some humor and sarcasm and stuff added into it, to kind of keep people intrigued versus the standard security awareness that kind of just comes out with the questionnaires and such. So, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot of ways you can do that. And I'd say even using stuff like the KC7 and, try Hack Me and incorporating some of that stuff into what you're doing at work could be a little bit, something to engage, your team a little bit more. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, make it fun to just attend. Like if you are going, make it to where it's not necessarily required. It's required, but it's not required on paper. Get like a couple pizzas, sit them down in a room.
That's it.
And just have like a conversation about what's going on, and don't get into like the fear and the everything's doom and gloom. Just kind of like keep it real and
show what's fun
simple.
about it.
Yeah, show what's fun about it. You can definitely there's fun ways to present phishing. I mean, I know that phishing room even. Well, I would say the phishing room and Try Hack Me, it's probably a little too technical for the common user, but I know you've talked about this.
You could use that. So while we were doing that, I was actually thinking about that. Do I go back and do this room and record it and then kind of cut some stuff out and then put it out like to users, like to my users at the company, and show, hey, because there have been times when a user actually did something with a bad email or whatnot, and then I went and got their email and went to AnyRun and did all the stuff and showed them and explained it. And doing that allows them to go, oh man, I didn't really understand what that meant when I clicked on it. Showing within the Try Hack Me realm, you actually have the step-by-step stuff in there. You got the walkthrough type of thing. It may be something that you do and put out. It wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, learning the biggest thing is education when it comes to the users, and it's making sure that the education that you give them sticks in some way, shape, or form. Because when you're just giving them Bob and Sally's videos that they're showing that are the little cartoons, everybody just skips through those 2-minute things of, oh, they got fished. Who cares? I watched it. It's over and done with. And then 2 days later, they actually do get fished, and it screws everything up, and now everybody's going crazy. So yeah, I mean, you got to do some. And like what I said when we were doing the room, you've got to figure out a way to bring it back to them personally, not necessarily to the company. Like the company, what you need to do is the company's like the second thought, and then the personal stuff is the front. Like if you get phished and you're at home and now your computer is susceptible, guess what? Now all the computers in your house are susceptible. So now somebody could get in and somebody could watch what you're doing when you do your taxes or something along those lines. You got to bring it into that, because then they start thinking about it personally. And if they're starting to think about that stuff personally from all the work from home people, then that kind of helps you like put that iron dome around your work stuff as well. But,
agreed.
So can we do like a survey of every? Sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
No, I was just going to drop in the newsletter. Kind of does exactly what you're talking about there, BSEC, with the for your end users. Kind of makes it a personal use case versus the executives and that type of thing. So go ahead. Sorry, Eric.
I would do like a survey, like what's everybody's worst topic on a pizza, and then I would have that pizza delivered, and be like the unexpected payload inside of a package.
Yeah. All of a sudden you get 10 pizzas with sardines all over them.
Oh, nasty.
And a quick
you
point
deliver the real pizza afterwards, but yeah.
to piggyback off of what BSEC was going on. I know this is a point a lot of people say, don't make it a punishment. Make it a learning environment, and have a genuine conversation about if somebody clicks a fish, what was the reason? What did they see that they could, just have a full talk about it.
And
exactly.
So his name is, I think I'm going to probably butcher the pronunciation, but it looks like IJ, I want to say is his name is, in chat. He's saying that they ran a Kingfisher program recently, opt-in, but you would get progressively harder fish attempts and scored points for prizes. I could absolutely see you doing like a month-long thing where you tell your end users, you're like, hey, we're running a little game. We're going to be sending out phishing messages that get progressively harder. The 5 people who get fished the less get like a $100 gift card to like Amazon or something.
Exactly. Yeah. And part of the security awareness group that I just joined, Chuck kind of helped me out on getting in there, but they're showing like a lot of people are talking about what they're doing with their programs. And a lot of people do things like gift cards and giveaways and these competitions that make it something that you get engaged with and, have a little bit of a reward there too at the end. So I think that's a big point.
That's exactly what I did with my program is we find when something happens, right? Then I find out what it is. I get with that person. We discuss what happens and we move on from there. But then I take that experience and then I'll go record a whole thing about it. And I'll make a, 4 or 5 minute, 10-minute video and explain everything and it pops up, answers to questions and so forth. And at the end, it has a little survey that they have to answer those questions. And what I usually do is I stick that and I put it out to everybody. I say first 10 people that answer all the questions right, because it shows how long they watched it when they went through everything. First 10, because if you get one person that has all the answers and then they just send it to everybody else in the company, then you all get. But the first 10 people that get it will get like a $20 gift card to Amazon or something along those lines. So that does help. But the opposite effect of that is you can do that all the time. But then if you have an individual that continuously gets hit with it, that's the whole carrot and the stick, right? Hey, I give you the carrot because you're doing it. But now you've done the bad stuff like 3 times.
Mhm.
So I'm going to pull out the stick now. And there's there has to be there cannot not be repercussions for people that continuously do it, and especially on the easy ones. Like if you're getting the email from the Nigerian prince 3 times and you're still clicking on there and still sending messages like that's been around for 30 years. We shouldn't be doing that. You know,
that trick is literally older than I am.
Literally, yes.
One thing that, because we're going through Advent of Cyber, and it kind of just reminded me that the walkthroughs like Joseph and everybody else are doing, doing that postmortem, say like in a week or 2 weeks while still kind of fresh, like, hey, even us, we kind of got mixed up on this. This is the things to look for. These are the things like, module 1, like your email, like the 3 things to have noticed afterwards. And then that's when you award the session winner for that one or whatever. Right. So that's kind of the way I've seen other companies, and it's worked really, really well. It's like having that reward system and the educational postmortem, like, hey, this is what you really should have been looking from, and this is how we would have evaluated it and how we would have reported it, things of that nature.
Yeah, giving a little explanation there.
Yeah.
And I think also being responsive, so it depends on how big or small your company is and how many people are handling this type of, task here. But I know I work for a big, global enterprise, and I used to get phished, all the time. And I would send it to our, ICS department, that's immediately like send it to them, like, hey, I think this is something that is, but I would never get a response, never, not one time. It just depends. I think if you Steph Cluis just mentioned, building that relationship and kind of engaging with your team members is an important part of that too.
You're saying you got fished and then you forwarded it over to somebody, say, hey, look, there's a phishing.
Yeah, and no response.
As being the person that gets those all day long from everybody in the company, I'm not going to reply to every single person that sends me that and says, yes, it's a phishing message. Yes, it's a phishing message. That's what I've tried to train a lot of my users, in the sense of, if it's just one that's, it's a phishing message right out of the bat, I don't need to see it. If it's something that's coming across that it's like, hey, it's coming to an accounting group and we need to change our billing here, and here's the numbers, and everything looks like it looks good, but there's just something a little sus about it, then get me involved before you start clicking on stuff.
True. But how would you know if it's coming from the company as a setup versus coming from external phishing?
Well, that's why you ingrain that.
That's what I'm talking about. As anything. Right? Anything that is sus in the sense of, hey, it looks like it's coming from a outside, like when I'm talking about accounting. It looks like it's coming from an outside resource, and it says it's coming from an outside resource, and they need to change this, and this. What should I be doing? You shouldn't be replying to that email. Number one, you should call the person.
Sure.
And especially when it comes to accounting or any money, call the person to make sure that they actually sent that. 2, if you still have no clue and you don't want to call that person, get me involved, because you know what? I will pick up the phone and call that person and find out if that's true. Did they actually send this? Or I can, with being able to see all the backends, we can actually see where the actual email came from. Did it actually come from that domain or not? So, but there are things like I said, the ones that are just straight up trash that they're just trying to get your OneDrive needs to be re-authenticated. Click here. Don't click on that stuff.
Are we still talking about ways to make InfoSec awareness training?
All right, Jerry wants to weigh in.
Here comes the GRC.
Hold on, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody get ready for policies.
We should have said no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the obvious way to get awareness training done correctly. No, dude, so check it out. I've had a lot of success with different approaches to InfoSec awareness training. Number one, if you can do it more like boutique-y, right? So do the training for the marketing team, do the training for the HR department, do the training. Like when you're doing like wholesale corporate-wide training, and I know for Kimberly, who was at Global Enterprise, right? Like it's a little hard to do it, but if you can, when people feel like it's made for them versus generic, they're more engaged, right? So if you're like, hey, everybody get on the phone, then everybody's like, oh, this is just whatever. This is just like vanilla. But if you're like, hey, marketing team, then you feel like called out, you feel identified, you feel seen, and you're more initially engaged, right? So because you're trying to get them to buy in, right? Second of all, I've had a lot of success by less about games and like whatever, but like bringing donuts or bringing pastries or bringing coffee, bringing something to the thing that's like, oh, hey, like, this meeting sucks, but like the meeting I was just in was boring. And this one, at least there's some food. This is cool. Like I'm feeling cool. I'm feeling not taken care of, but like it matters, right? There's a human psychology element of reciprocity as well.
I'd say there's a little bit different with that right now because there's a lot of work from home. So, I mean,
yeah,
get
but
everybody to meet.
It also will send something that you can do virtually. So here's a little gift card for Uber Eats. Here's something you can definitely get.
We do. Yeah, we've done that before.
Yeah. I mean, for the virtual one, I mean, you could even have like, okay, like silly, like everybody, we're going to have like a fun segment halfway through for like silliest background, like green screen background. Like don't throw it up yet. We're going to do it later or whatever. But there's things like that. And then finally, I've always found, I mean, you could do prizes and gift cards and stuff like that. But I've always found it's more like if it's more interesting. So if you're just going through generic bullet points and that's boring, but if you're like BSEC says this all the time. If you're like, hey, listen, just last week, one of our, financial analysts, don't name them, don't be like Kimberly did this, but like one of our financial analysts actually fell for this email and bring it up, show them what it looks like, show them the magic trick and show them how it works underneath. That is a very engaging way to keep people interested versus reading like, a book like, oh, here's like what typos look like and here's what bad English looks like. Like everybody's like already on a different tab.
You gotta do it like you're doing a presentation, just like you'd be doing a presentation at WoW's Hacking Fest or DEF CON or something. You have to do it like a presentation, like you're going to do it to a room of 500 people and you have to keep everybody's attention. You're not just doing it to the 10 people that are at your company and they just don't give a damn of what's going on. I've done it a lot. So I've done it that way. And I've also done it another way where I've sent something out and said, hey, everybody, on Friday, I'm going to have a town hall and I'm going to be in this room. And if you have questions about anything over cyber, I don't care if it has anything to do with the company, if it has something to do with like your grandmother got phished and she get out $5,000, come talk to me. Let's talk about it and find out why something happened and then how you can take and learn from this and move on and then maybe go explain to your grandmother what happened or be that person that next time you're a champion. So next time something like that's happening, you can go tell them and explain to them why they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. That way you let your community engage with you instead of you telling your community what they should be doing. They're asking you what they need to be doing.
Yeah, I actually used to do that. I went around for a while. I had a talk that I was doing like on the circuit around what BSEC's talking about. I implemented this at MUSC. We would do it once a month. And I forget what I called it. I think I called it the Information Security Forum. But basically it was I set the room up as a round table room or like basically a big square. So no one was at the head. It wasn't like us on one side and you on the other. And it was basically an open forum. Like you got questions at work about InfoSec. You got questions personally about InfoSec. Like, let's have these conversations. I would kick off the meeting with like an interesting recent story or something like that could kind of get people greased and moving. But then after that, it was off and running. People would ask like, hey, like, we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z, or like a lot of times they would actually complain, which is what I wanted them to do because I wanted to hear what their problems were. Yeah. But like a lot of people like, oh, like I'm running like Windows and like your EDR solution's like a pain in the ass. Like, how can we fix that? And like, it's like, oh, like let's look at your specific department's needs and maybe we can do some configurations and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of great questions or great responses here. All right, let's keep going. We got any more pinned chat? Oh yeah,
pinned in here. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
We'll pin ya.
All right. So Rex is dropping a joke. What did the hackers' automated email out of office say? Gone fishing. All right. Alpha Sierra's basically chaining from Kevin's question on LinkedIn. What kind of questions might be asked in an interview for an entry-level help desk role at a bank? All right, I like that.
Can they be bonded? Because that's going to be one of the biggest things. You're going to be dealing with a lot of sensitive information, and they want to be able to make sure they can put an insurance policy on you.
What? No. I think the question is like you're sitting down for a job interview as a help desk. Like they're going to ask if you can be
We're
bonded.
talking entry level help desk.
Yeah.
We're not talking big fish.
How would you know if you can be bonded? Like, how would you even know how to answer that question? What does that question mean? Like,
Means they can get an insurance policy on you for against theft. Like
I mean, you're trying to. I guess I don't know. I think you're trying to get a job. I think you just say yes blanketly in that instance.
Yeah.
Of course I can be bonded. I've never been to jail.
Yeah. No, this is
Yeah,
good.
if you don't know, you probably aren't.
Yeah.
I think the help desk role it's going to be transferable, whether it's financial or it's another sector. But I think a lot of the questions are soft skills, like how do you deal with like angry people? What's a situation that you dealt with that isn't where it wasn't obvious and you solved for it. You get a phone call and end user says that they can't log in. How do you do that? Someone says they can't implement MFA. How do you help them with that? I think those are the type of questions, right? Anybody?
Some Active Directory questions, I'm sure. Maybe a little questions on networking because they do have their bank devices like ATMs and whatnot, or they should be on different VLANs. So there might be a little bit about that.
Maybe what do you do when you don't know what to do?
Yeah.
I see you have Google on your resume. Tell me about that.
That's
Have you ever
one of the
taken
biggest,
somebody's account number and put it into ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my God, yeah.
Black belt
I
in
dropped
Google.
Zach's channel, IT Career Questions, because it's the first one that comes to mind when I think about anything IT, especially IT support and all of that, because that's really where he started with his content. And just Googled really quickly interview questions on his channel, and there's tons of videos that he has out going all the way back years to current about all the top interview questions, tips, tricks, answers, so that would be my first resource I would jump to personally.
Awesome. That's a great tip, Kimberly. Zach Hill, IT Career Questions. I don't see him in chat right now, but yeah, he's definitely there. Fun question. Haircut Fish always has great fun questions for people. Let's go around the horn. What are you asking for Christmas? I know as adults, we're a little less likely to ask Santa for anything, but I know there are kids in the audience right now who have probably already told Santa what they want, but let's go around the horn. DJ Bisek, what are you asking Santa for Christmas this year?
Since I live in the South, I'd love for Santa to send me some snow.
Again? And then y'all have a power outage for 3 weeks?
I don't care. We only had a power outage for 2 days, but it was still fun. Everybody had fun. And that was in February. Do it in December.
I like it. Casually Joseph, you asking for a teleprompter maybe or a stream deck?
No, I was gonna go something a little more, I guess fun. I was gonna, if I'm gonna have to ask for anything from Santa, I guess, a Fender Stratocaster Player 2.
All right,
I'll take that.
A little musically inclined there, huh? Very nice.
All right, Jay Gold, Jay Crypto, Jay Mod, what are you asking for Christmas?
So my family did we all put names in a hat and then drew names to try to be cheap this year. So we were doing one person. And my sister-in-law got me, and she called me the other day. She's like, why'd you put something awesome on your card? So I literally don't know what I want, and it's giving some people trouble.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay. So, all right, Kimberly, what are you asking for Santa?
Nothing. I'm, I've had many Christmases in my life already, so I'm just grateful to be here. Honestly, I have a birthday coming up here as well. So, but I don't,
Oh, all right, we'll have to mark the day. Kimberly celebrating the big 2-9. There we go.
You got it.
Have you guys seen? So I saw this morning, or maybe it was last night. Somebody was on some channel. They were saying that now people are just creating Amazon wish lists and sending it to people.
That's crazy. Don't tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those people.
That's what I was
buy what I want to buy for you.
That's what I was just about to
say. I'm not going to ask you, what do you want? You'll get what I think is good.
Right. Well, and I may get you something that you will never use ever, but that's the whole point of this.
Exactly, right?
Like, I don't need to know that you need this specific thing because you have everything else. Like, I'm going to go find something stupid. To me, honestly, what it's become as adults when we're buying gifts for each other as adults and giving stuff out to our friends and so forth, to me, it's more like, if I'm able to give you a gift, that means I know who you are. I know like what you kind of like. So I'm going to go do that. Like, right, if I was going to go do something for Joseph, I know Joseph likes whiskey, so I might go get some whiskey.
Yeah.
That's not happening. So
yeah,
don't look this way. But
Right.
but you're going to go do something like that, and it's not going to be like, for that, it would be like some off the shelf random thing that I knew that he would never get for himself.
Right.
That's what you're going to do as friends or family and so forth. Like, don't send me a list of 75 items that you went through on Amazon for over a year that each one of them are like $300. Come on.
Like a wedding gift registry or something for your Christmas present.
This is not a Christmas registry. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think it's gotten a little insane with my husband's family. Like, our families aren't that big, but his family's a little bigger than mine is. And like his mother, my mother-in-law is like, here's lists for everybody, and from the adults, all the way down. And I get it for kids, you know what I mean? That's kind of like their thing. And what they do is write their Santa Claus list and everything. But yeah, I think as an adult, it's a little much, get this gift card for this specific store. And I'm like, what? Like, how do you know I'm going to spend that? Like, how do you know that's even in my budget to like get that $50 gift card? So yeah, right. I think it's a little much.
I love it. Yeah. And it's, I feel like, we see Rhonda in chat here saying her son and fiance are coming home. That's all she wants for Christmas, like more experiences,
exactly.
more, enjoying that. So yeah, no, 100%. I would like, you know what I want for Christmas? I want my stream to be 1/10 as good as DJ B-Sex. That's what I want.
It's already 1/10 is good. You just want to enhance it some more.
Wow. I don't know if that was a jab or
no,
if that was like hey, you're doing great.
He's stepping it up. You helped him with it. So yeah, it'll get there.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah. It's all good. It's a lot of fun. So happy holidays, everyone.
Was, by the way, he was dropping on his stream last night for his Advent of Cyber. Towards the end of it, he kind of had this part where he was sharing with us his behind the scenes on OBS and how to add these cool effects. And we added what was it? It was
we added Clark. Yeah.
Clark was added. Yeah, we were gonna do Uncle
Eddie
and stuff. We didn't get
Cousin Eddie. Yeah,
Cousin Eddie. Cousin Eddie. Yeah.
Full. Yeah.
Yeah, we added Clark here.
There you go.
We're all in this together.
I actually he sent that to me timestamped. It was basically my homework from DJ B-Sex. So I am ready to go on that. The problem is I got to get the mobile studio and the home studio in sync with each other.
Nah, you don't. You had to leave that. Mobile's its own thing.
Yeah. Mobile has its charm because it's mobile.
No, I know, but I like the layouts to look similar. Like this morning, I don't know if you guys caught it on the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. This morning I did stream starting. Like I did. Well, you can't see it right now, but I did the stream starting, and it wasn't the 2-minute countdown with the retro synthwave vibes, and I was like, like where is that? What's going on? And then I realized like I was on a different system altogether. So,
see.
Anyway, to me, it's like it's a little bit of a hack job.
You're doing great.
What you could do is you could export your setups to a USB and have your OBS on a USB. That way, you can just plug the USB in, launch OBS from the USB.
That might be brutal to run like that, though.
No,
not really.
Because then you're running over USB speeds
USBs
as
are
opposed
pretty fast now.
If you have USB 3.0, but if you're, not running 3.0 and you have everything on there and you've got images and videos and stuff that are being pulled in there, that might be brutal.
I mean, wouldn't it depend on how OBS handles RAM?
I guess it would, yeah. But
yeah, it's fine. Thank you, Joseph, for the suggestion. I'm probably not going to do that, but it's a good idea. And I do want to say, BSEC really does. He's great at instructing and streaming. So I know you teased adding a little segment to the PBCC course, but I like telling you on stream right now, we should talk about that. We should make that happen, and I will make it fair. So
we'd have to. There's so many fast streaming is the same thing as cybersecurity. There are so many facets and so many different things you can do to, like what I said last night. The biggest thing for me isn't necessarily the streaming part or what I'm doing on my end. It's more along the lines of what you guys in chat are doing. Are you interacting? Are you staying? Is there a reason for you to even come back? Like, hey, we created Santa Claus, and then now when we come back the next day, now you get to use Santa Claus, or now Clark's on there. So now whoever was there now know that Clark's in there. Those type of things. Like, what's new. You don't want the stream to just always be stagnant.
Yeah, 100%. I was trying to get Cousin Eddie the way that we got Sophia all the time in there, but yeah, no, it's good. It's good. And yeah, streaming, you probably have your own, like a separate course altogether on it, but just, it's kind of fun. Going live's different than produce videos. There's a lot of nuances to it.
Yeah, to do a PBCC add-on where BSEC just makes 2 modules on how to set up an OBS.
Yeah, you definitely don't want me to do that. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I think it's amazing. I think BSEC's amazing at streaming. All right, Nate. Oh, we already asked this question. Oh, we already asked that.
I like how he threw that at the end. He's amazing at streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's be qualified here, okay? Any so I guess throw this in chat. Question for the group. Any holiday I guess traditions or whatever, and I'll share one really quickly. We live in the South now and our family lives everywhere else, so we don't really do this, but my family, my Auger family, has a tradition that I would participate with for years, and we don't do it anymore, but like a Yankee swap. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but basically everybody chooses a number and it's like 1 to X, where X is the number of people there. Everybody brings a gift that's wrapped and hidden, or not hidden, but like you don't know what it is. And then whoever gets 1 gets to take a gift from the pile and open it up. And like, let's say it's like a mug, right? A mug that says
it's like a white elephant.
It's a white elephant.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we call it Yankee swap, but basically it really gets cutthroat.
Right.
It's like inevitably someone will have like $20 in scratchies, and then that thing turns into like a hot button thing where you're like pissed because like Kimberly gets the scratch tickets, and then I have a mug that looks like the Dookie emoji, and then like I trade it with her, and she's like, what am I doing with this? Right. So anyways, that's one of ours. Kimberly, you got any traditions other than the things you mentioned already?
Honestly, no, we really don't have much traditional stuff. I mean, like kind of like the meals, we'll kind of do the same things. My dad used to do stuffed shells. So since he's passed, my mom kind of takes that over. So we do that for Christmas, that kind of a thing. But yeah, no real specific tradition on that.
I've never heard of stuffed shells at Christmas. And honestly, that sounds cozy.
It is. It's nice. Yeah.
Going in rib roast. I'm going to Harris Teeter. Well, I shouldn't say that on stream.
Yeah.
I'm going to Harris Teeter later today to pick up a big A rib roast bone.
Nice.
You're trying. You said the word Yankee, and now it's all coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate will probably do some smoking too on the.
You got your big A.
Yeah. Next thing you know, he's gonna rip out some Pall Malls and go crazy.
Hey, leave us Yankees alone.
Thank you. Thank you. Yankees.
You were
in Florida.
Originally from New York.
I was gonna say, once a Yankee, always a Yankee,
York,
or now that you've been in New York, or now you've been in Florida for so long, now you are Southern.
Yes, and almost everybody in Florida is.
There's no question. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, it is a fact that Kimberly is Southern. She was in 69-degree weather the other day and literally put, quote, "It's freezing here."
No, that's just because she's a Floridian.
There was over 20-degree wind going on. The sun was on. It was night. It was cold. So it felt like 52 on the fields.
Let's set the room straight here. Florida is not the South.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
You can't be Southern and be in Florida. No, it just doesn't.
Especially where she's located on the Lanai. That ain't the South.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not considered the South. I mean, pretty much everybody in Florida is from up north. Nobody's
now.
From
She was if she was in the Everglades, that's a different story. She'd have a banjo built into her.
Florida man. Yeah.
All right, hey, really quick, we got a good question here. Kevin wants to know, what, and I'm going to bring this down afterwards, but what's a reasonable salary for help desk role? And he says, I don't have any working experience, built out my home network and stuff. I mean, that would be getting the job. So entry level help desk role. And he said he saw the salary around 50 to 60 a year in Houston. So I guess DJ B
that's going to be for me.
Houston guy.
So and you have Sec Plus. That's going to be probably for an entry level role. That's going to be right around there. Yeah, here in Houston, 100%.
I would say so for Florida too. The things I've seen for kind of IT support coming in, even seen stuff lower than that in the 40s. So.
And it'll also depend on how big the company is.
Exactly.
But you're going to be look anywhere from probably the 45 to 65 range, depending on what industry you're in, what company it is,
scale.
So, yeah.
It also depends on your location too, right? So you're going to make potentially more in the Northeast or California than you would in Mississippi or whatever because of cost of living.
Houston, you'll definitely get a bump because it's a big city, as well as like DFW or Austin. But that's only if the like role is in Houston. If it's remote and they're just based out of Houston, then they may pay a little bit lower.
Yeah, I'm assuming that he's saying that the company's in Houston. So yeah, and it depends on, are you going to the energy sector? There's a whole bunch of factors into this, but your range is going to be about 20 grand, in between 45 to 65 as an entry level help desk person.
Yeah, there's a really great resource. So Robert Half Technology, they are basically, I think they're like a consulting professional services thing. They hire people out, but they release an annual IT salary guide every year that's actually pretty good. And they do have the roles and the salaries, and then they have a table of cities and then the scalar multiplier to use. So like for Houston, it might be times 1.2, and then for Birmingham, Alabama, it might be times 0.8. So that's worth checking out. They release it annually, so you'd have to go find the most recent one, but that's a great resource.
Right here. Let me drop this in chat.
And for California, it's 3.0, but then 2.9 of that goes to taxes.
Yeah, and firefighters.
And firefighters, yeah.
And also, Glassdoor, I know it's one of those that's been around for a while, but you can really find some pretty decent information on there as far as salaries go, and people that are currently working there and all that too. So they do some regional.
And you also have salary.com. I think that kind of works off of what people put into it, though, whether or not what their job title is, what their range is, and so forth, and it kind of aggregates all that.
Right. And I think Glassdoor.com, when I was working in recruiting at that global enterprise, we would give them information, and then they also take information that's coming from the employees that are putting their information out there too. So it's a nice blend of both. Kind of helps balance it a little bit. So
I like it. This has been good. We can keep going just so everybody knows. Daniel Lowry's stream will be starting in about 3.5 minutes. We do want to organize a raid on the way over there, so that's definitely nice. Before we end abruptly, I do want to say thank you to the entire panel for coming on and sharing. These are all mods right here in the mod community. Not all of them. Jenny Housley, Chris Whitlock off camera right now, crushing it. Kimberly, usually shy to come on stream. Do appreciate you stepping into the front of the camera.
She got up early and fixed her hair.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I said probably my usual is I look like the cat meme that I throw in mod chat all the time. So it's not a good look to be jumping on here like that, So yeah, had the hair done. I pressed it out yesterday and all that. So I was
peer pressure the trash out of her.
She had to do it a day in advance to be on here this morning.
I actually had an appointment yesterday, an important call that I had, so I did it for that. So it was already, pre-done there.
Yeah.
So how do you not wake up a bedhead for all the girls that are in the chat? Do you just hang upside down or something?
It's because it's super thick, man. This takes a long time to get it like this, so it stays for a few days.
There we go. This is a live look.
That's what I normally look like, coming in the morning. So yeah.
All right. This is so good. I love it.
Thanks,
Final.
guys, yeah.
Hey, so we got looks like just a couple minutes. I know DJ Bisek, this guy in the corner, and this guy right here, Casually Joseph, the two that have the big pro mics up in their grills, are streaming Advent of Cyber. Bisek, give us 30 seconds on your Advent of Cyber, then Casually Joseph, 30 seconds.
That's been fun. I mean, I'll give you 10 seconds. It's been fun, and we're going to continue to go through. I think we've got another, 13 days?
Yep, we got day 13 today, and then 12 more until it is... Oh, no. It's 11 more. It's only 24 days long. But yeah, I dropped the links with the command. You can find both of our channels there. And I'll be live at 5 Eastern. BSEC's always live at 8 Eastern or 7 Central.
Catch us there. Time.
Yeah, I feel bad because some of the stuff on Joseph is a little bit earlier. Maybe you should change that next year, like push it back an hour or something, because I feel like there's stuff that runs right into your stream, So
yeah. No, it's the time slot I'm working with right now.
I know.
If his boss is a slave driver.
Yeah.
No, more so because I have to. I have papers I need to write. So
that's right. Yeah, you do have school, so.
He is a student. Jay Crypto, Jay Gold. You got any streaming or anything you want to share?
Nothing crazy. Just kind of keeping options open. Maybe I'll hop on somebody else's and crash it. We'll see.
All right,
Nice.
I like it. I like it. Kimberly, you got any projects or anything coming up?
Working on a little bit of some things behind the scenes. Nothing major, but yeah, we'll see. Looking for
Okay.
a positive 2025. Yeah.
So stay tuned for 2025. And I think next Friday we will have a stream, and maybe we could talk about people's goals for 2025. And not resolutions because those are silly, but goals for 2025. What you want to do, Eric? You got anything
Not
coming
just
up?
a resolution.
Do you want to share?
Just working.
This man's a working man in his prime. All right, let's go. We got Daniel Lowry right here. So guys, if you can, this is happening in moments. So if you can, let's go over and raid. I'll drop a link right here in chat for Daniel Lowry's IRL stream. We'll go over, blow him up. It'll be all about good times. Hopefully he can start that stream soon. Maybe Eric can go over there and mock him for not starting on time, since that's just be like his thing.
Oh, and we're done. Wish Tai Kwang Gong. I see here you just dropped in, Jerry. I have an interview today, so
Good luck.
good luck, man.
Crush it. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. All right, guys. I want to say thank you all so very much. Have a great weekend. Remember, Sans Difference Maker Award is this weekend. We will find out if the Daily Cyber Threat Brief wins the Podcast of the Year award. And Eric Taylor will be guest hosting on Monday because Nadine and I will be flying back because the awards are already Sunday night. And I want to be able to celebrate.
That's
hopefully.
exciting. Yeah.
If that happens,
fun.
we're gonna have to do something with the stream.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Like we'll have to figure it out.
We'll have to do some OBS like explosion. We'll have to do
Awards
something to have
and
like a
gold
big
cups
awards
everywhere,
coming down, or like like all of a sudden like the
Playing We Are the
Grammy is coming over
Champions.
to him, or he's got like an
Yes.
Emmy.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to it. It's exciting. Again, thank you to all of you, not just our panelists, but the whole mod team. You guys, if we win Podcast of the Year, it's definitely in part because of the contributions and efforts you guys make every single day in the larger Simply Cyber community. So thank you, everybody. Be well. And if Eric hosts Monday and Tuesday, that means we didn't win, and I've decided to find a new hobby.
If we don't win, blame Jerry.
If we win, it's the mod team. If we lose, it's me. Okay, good.
Hey,
That's good.
If you lose, we'll just have to boycott Sans for a little bit.
that's called being a manager.
Yeah.
I got upper management written all over it. All right, guys, I'm Jerry. Hey, I'm just going to end the stream without the outro so we can go over to check Daniel Lowry out. Drop a hashtag SC Raid in chat or Team SC Raid, whatever you want. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber on behalf of the mod team. Thank you all so very much. And we